I am back out of Austin, Texas. And guys, we're here to talk about a rising Sooner offer, one that is gaining traction on the recruiting trail. And when I say gaining traction, it's gaining attention from other schools, and the kid's getting plenty of other offers. And we're here to talk about it today. We're here to break the kid down, look at his film, and talk about if this is going to be a get for the Oklahoma Sooners. We're going to go ahead put a little prediction out there. But before we dive into it, please go ahead and hit that like and the subscribe button. Let me know what you all are thinking down in the comments below. Do you think Wyatt Simmons will end up committing to the University of Oklahoma? So, you guys heard me say it, Wyatt Simmons. That's the guy we're going to talk about today. And he is a linebacker. So it's important for me to make mention here that since Peyton Pierce committed to the Ohio State Buckeyes after only taking one visit there, I think a lot of Sooner fans have had questions about, okay, who are the Sooners going to take at linebacker? Because they have quite a few offers out there for several guys. You got Braden Platt out of Yelm, Washington. You've got Ty Anthony Smith out of Jasper, Texas. Jordan Lockhart out of Bellflower, California. Michael Boganowski out of Junction City, Kansas. You were going after Drew Woodaz, who ended up committing to Clemson. And then, of course, you've got the five-star in Sammy Brown out of Jefferson, Georgia. But there was a name that popped up this past week that we need to talk about, and that is the 6'3", 215-pound linebacker from Harding Academy at Searcy, Arkansas, in Wyatt Simmons. So Wyatt Simmons got the offer from OU on May 10th, where the same day he also received offers from Florida State, Liberty. The next day got offers from Arkansas, Tulsa, Mississippi State, and had offers from Auburn, Arkansas State, and SMU before Oklahoma. So I want you guys to understand this a little bit, because you might go, okay, well, he's a 3-star to 247, but he's not ranked in the composite. He's not ranked with On3. So what's all the hype about? Well, as we've talked about with other players, when you start to see other Power 5 programs interested in a player, there's obviously something there. The player is just not a scrub. And looking at Wyatt Simmons' stats, I think they speak for themselves. Just on defensive alone, 3 years, he has played 13, and 10 games. But last year was probably his most productive season. And I could imagine that if he would have had more solo tackles and things like that in the years prior, that Wyatt Simmons might be a little bit higher of a ranked recruit. But in 2022 and 2023, he played 13 total games, had 83 solo tackles, 84 total tackles, and he had 15 tackles for loss. Additionally, in 2021, 2022, he had 4 total tackles. And in 2020, 2021, he had 27 total tackles and 5 tackles for loss. But last year, he also had 6 sacks in 13 games, and he also had 1 interception and 2 fumble recoveries. So Wyatt Simmons is able to do it all. It's also important to note that Wyatt Simmons is, again, he falls into the category of the players that we see Brent Venables and this staff go after. They're looking for guys that are straight up athletes, guys that can play multiple sports. Wyatt Simmons runs track and field. According to Max Preps, it also says that he plays varsity basketball as well as a center. So, multi-sport athlete, a kid that plays really well on defense. When you watch his film, he's kind of got an eye for the ball. But let's take a look at a little bit of his film right now. Let me go ahead and get that pulled up for y'all. Sorry, y'all. Normally I have this pulled up beforehand, but you know. Okay, here we go. So I want you guys to watch. They'll circle him out here, but I want you guys to watch how he is able to track the ball and how he's able to track the ball carrier. So there he is right there. Eyes on the ball the whole time. Eyes on the ball right there. Gets the sack. There he is again. Tracking him down. Ball carrier goes nowhere. Here he is again. You're going to see him here get an interception. Boom. I mean, what else? What more do you want from the kid? What more could you ask for in terms of a linebacker, right? He's got, I mean, again, the athleticism, and he's got, I feel like, the IQ to be able to go out there and play this position really well. And what's one thing that Brent Venables is very good at, guys? Well, he's really good at getting undervalued linebackers through the recruiting ranks, finding those hidden gems and developing them into really good talent. And I think that's what you could have here in Wyatt Simmons. So, I mean, as you guys can see, the kid is just an absolute monster on the field. Somebody that is definitely hard to deal with if you're an opposing team. He's got another minute of highlights here, which we're not going to watch all of it, but you guys can go find it yourselves on Max Preps and Huddle, wherever that highlight film is. But Wyatt Simmons, a guy that is gaining traction on the recruiting trail. Do you think he'll be an Oklahoma Sooner? Do you think he leans that way? Or, does he go with the in-state offer now with the Arkansas Razorbacks? Because I thought that was pretty interesting when I heard that Arkansas decided to jump in on a in-state player that the University of Oklahoma wanted to offer and get on their team. It's funny how that happens, right? Oklahoma's going to come in there. They're going to steal your talent just like they do in Kansas City and just like they do in other places. So if you're around Oklahoma and you're close enough to Norman, yeah, they've got a pretty good shot with your kid. But guys, outside of Wyatt Simmons, Oklahoma's got lots of opportunity at the linebacker position, just like we talked at the beginning. And I know you guys really want Sammy Brown, but we're going to move on the assumption that we're not going to get him because I think it's just better to be safe than sorry here. Let's just be wrong, right? Let's just be wrong. Let's just say OU's not getting him, but he ends up coming here. Better be wrong, or I guess it's better to be wrong than to be, I don't know, right? I don't know. You guys tell me. But outside of Sammy Brown, you're hearing a lot of hype about Braden Platt, the 240, 6'2" linebacker out of Yelm, Washington. You're hearing that, hey, there is a great relationship here with Oklahoma and Brent Venables and the staff and Ted Roof, which, guys, Ted Roof, if he is going to be able to come in here and land a guy like Sammy Brown or even Braden Platt, listen, we can't be getting rid of Ted Roof. Braden Platt does have an official visit set up with the University of Oklahoma on June 16th, which, if you guys are familiar with that date, that is the Champ U barbecue. And then, of course, you've heard a lot about Ty Anthony Smith. And you would imagine that's probably going to be an Oklahoma, Texas, USC battle, but, not kind of tied into this recruitment too much. But he will also be making an official visit to the University of Oklahoma on June 2nd, where then he will end up going to A&M, USC, and then it looks like Texas will end up being his last official visit of the cycle, potentially. I don't know, because, most recruits can take more than 5, and he doesn't even have 5 there. But then you've also got Jordan Lockhart, and Jordan Lockhart, as of right now, I have not seen an official visit pop up for the University of Oklahoma. Currently, I've seen only 2, USC and Texas A&M. But it would be interesting to see if Tennessee and Oklahoma and some of these other schools can get an official visit from the 6'3", 230-pound linebacker out of Bellflower, California, and keep him out of the grasps of Brian Odom and USC. But guys, go ahead, jump down the comments below. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on Wyatt Simmons. Do the Oklahoma Sooners land the, I'm going to say talented, because the kid's athletic, and it looks like he's got it in his film.